Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital Recap, Monday, March 25. John threatens Jason over botched mission. General Hospital GH spoilers recap for Monday, March 25, reveals that after Jason Morgan Steve Burton waived his right to have an attorney present when he spoke with John Jagger Cates Adam Harrington, Harrison Chase Josh Swickard fumed over the idea of Jason cutting a deal. Brooklyn Quartermain Amanda Sutton went with Chase to GH since he wanted to see Dante Falconeri Dominic Zamprogna and ultimately got him to calm down. Chase still wanted to get answers, but he was grateful for all Brooklyn's support. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Baldwin Rebecca Herbst and Willow Corinthos Caitlin McMullen overheard that Jason turned himself in. Although Liz didn't know what to believe or what to tell Jake Weber Hudson West, Willow admitted she didn't think Jason was behind what happened to Dante. When Elizabeth went home, she found Jake snapping at Aiden Weber Enzo De Angelis and sat down with them both to discuss Jason. Liz didn't know if Jason would go to prison, but Jake insisted his dad should be locked up that way, they could all go back to acting like he was gone forever. Elizabeth stopped Jake from stomping off and let him know she was genuinely sorry about everything he was going through. Jake settled down and apologized to Aiden since he didn't mean it when he went off on him earlier. Back at the PCPD, John grilled Jason in the interrogation room and wanted answers about everything that happened. It was important to go over the whole story before Anna Devane Finola Hughes got there. Jason insisted he wasn't responsible for what happened to Dante and wanted to set the record straight by turning himself in. John ranted about the evidence against Jason and warned that his cover was blown when he was captured on surveillance footage. After Jason recapped the whole ordeal with Dante and Hamish Chris Gann on the pier, he suggested the extraction team must taken Hamish's body. John was frustrated over Jason not calling him and following protocol. Instead, Jason called 911 and then ran. John pushed Jason to admit he was at Carly Spencer's Laura Wright place before they caught up with him on the bridge, but Jason never did. As for who had professionally patched up Jason's wound, he also refused to divulge any info about them or where they hid him. John pointed out that Jason could go down for ending Dante's life, but Jason felt like Dante could still recover. An angry John said Jason had better hope so. The FBI had invested 2.5 years into Jason's placement in that organization. If they had nothing to show for it, then they'd have to move forward with using their leverage, and John felt certain Jason didn't want that. At Bobby's, Trina Robinson Tabiana Ali acted standoffish around Jocelyn Jax Eden McCoy, who kept pushing her to hang out and commiserate with each other. Trina finally admitted Jason was the problem since she knew he mattered so much to Jocelyn and Carly. Jocelyn didn't understand, so Trina asked if it had occurred to her that Jason could been the one who fired at Curtis Ashford Donald Turner. Although Jocelyn defended Jason, Trina suggested maybe she didn't know him as well as she thought. Afterward, Trina opened up to Stella Henry Verney Watson about feeling mostly numb since she lost Spencer Cassidy Nicholas Alexander Chavez, so Stella suggested maybe Trina needed to find her own way to memorialize him. In the cemetery, Trina greeted Spencer's grave and knew she had to find some path to closure. It was tough when Spencer was in the atmosphere all around her, but Trina knew she had to try to say goodbye or else she'd drown, too. Back at Bobby's, Michael Corinthos Chad Duell told Jocelyn about Jason turning himself in and said Diane Miller Carolyn Hennessy warned him not to get his hopes up about bail. Jocelyn later spoke to Stella, who helped her understand that Trina was going through a lot and just needed a little space. At the hospital again, Michael talked to Willow about the news that Jason turned himself in. After assuring Willow that Jason wouldn't give the cops updates on their involvement, he made it clear that they had to keep their mouths shut, too. General Hospital spoilers say Jason has more complications in his future, so we'll bring you predictions on all the trouble that's still to come. Title: General Hospital Recap, Monday, March 25. John threatens Jason over botched mission. In the heart of Port Charles, where drama simmers like a pot on the stove, Monday, March 25, opened with an air of tension so thick, you could cut it with a scalpel. At General Hospital, the hub of both healing and intrigue, the fallout from a botched mission sent shockwaves through the corridors, leaving our beloved characters teetering on the edge of uncertainty. The day began with the sun casting its golden rays through the windows of the hospital, illuminating the bustling activity of doctors, nurses, and patients alike. However, amidst the organized chaos, a clandestine meeting was underway in a dimly lit corner of the cafeteria. Jason Morgan, the enigmatic and fiercely loyal enforcer of Sunny Corinthos, sat stoically, his piercing gaze fixed on the man seated across from him, John Black, a seasoned operative with a shadowy past. Their conversation was terse, each word laden with an undercurrent of threat and consequence. "You know what's at stake here, Jason," John intoned, his voice a low rumble that reverberated through the air. "We can't afford any more mistakes. Lives are on the line." Jason's jaw clenched, his steely resolve evident in the hard set of his features. "I understand the risks, but we had no choice. Things went south, and we had to adapt." John's eyes narrowed, a flicker of impatience crossing his face like a shadow. "Adaptation isn't an excuse for failure, Jason. You of all people should know that." Their exchange was interrupted by the arrival of Dr. Britt Westbourne, the hospital's resident troublemaker with a penchant for stirring the pot. She sauntered over to their table, a knowing smirk playing at the corners of her lips. "Am I interrupting something juicy?" Britt purred, her gaze flitting between Jason and John with calculated precision. Jason's expression remained impassive, but John shot Britt a warning glare that could freeze lava. "This doesn't concern you, Britt. Mind your own business." Britt's laughter echoed through the cafeteria like a melody of mischief. "Oh, but everything concerns me, boys. After all, I thrive on chaos." With a toss of her hair, Britt sauntered away, leaving Jason and John to their clandestine deliberations. But as they delved deeper into their discussion, it became clear that their alliance was hanging by a thread, frayed by mistrust and conflicting agendas. Jason's response was a steely glare, his resolve unyielding in the face of John's threats. "I'll do what needs to be done, no matter the cost. And if you can't handle that, then maybe you're not cut out for this line of work." With those words, Jason rose from his seat, his presence commanding the attention of everyone in the cafeteria. He cast one final glance at John, a silent challenge in his gaze, before striding out of the room with purposeful determination. As Jason disappeared into the corridors of the hospital, leaving behind a trail of tension in his wake, John was left to ponder the gravity of their situation. The stakes had never been higher, and the choices they made would reverberate far beyond the confines of General Hospital. And so, as Monday, March 25, drew to a close, the residents of Port Charles found themselves teetering on the brink of uncertainty, their fates intertwined in a web of lies, betrayal, and unyielding loyalty. In the shadows of the night, whispers of danger lingered, a constant reminder that in Port Charles, nothing was ever as it seemed.